Alrighty, so today we're going to be talking about Google Display Ads. And basically, this is just an online advertising platform provided by Google where you can put your ads or your name on any of the most popular websites that are partnered with Google. That being said, let's get into it. Alrighty, so what is it and why should you care? So Google Display Ads are advertising partnerships with millions of the world's most popular websites. So these are websites like the New York Times, CNN, any kind of media source, big or small. This could even be, like I said, from people like the New York Times all the way down to if someone has a really popular car blog website, then you have the ability to put their ad on there. And the whole idea behind this is that these websites have a ton of traffic and get a ton of traffic. In order to start generating revenue off of their websites, they want to post ads on their websites, and this is where you now have the ability to put ads on their websites and attract people towards your business, and they gain money from it. One thing to note is that all these websites that have advertising abilities on it are harshly vetted by Google, meaning that your ads aren't going to post on any inappropriate websites, any negative websites, racial kind of stuff, not some of that nasty stuff that's on the internet. Your ads will not appear on those websites because Google takes the necessary responsibilities and steps to make sure that they're not showing that. With that, these are digital image ads that you see in articles and other media sources. So, if I bet right now, if you were to Google the New York Times and you click on a random article, you'd probably see a handful of these ads in a New York Times article. And so, this is kind of exactly the format that we're looking at with these Google Display ads. And if this is a service that you're interested in, this is the exact way that your ads would be presented on these websites. We're going to get a little bit more into the how they're presented in a little bit. But basically, why should you care? And the simple answer is that these websites are viewed by millions of people at any given moment. Like I said earlier, the whole idea behind them is that these websites have traffic to them, and so you now have the ability to post on these websites and get your name on these websites to gain recognition and to gain interest into your business. Alrighty, so with Google Display Ads, we also should note that there are a lot of goals that can work for any business and anyone. You can see kind of the goals here that I've mapped out, and it may look intimidating at first just because there's a lot of acronyms and a wording that you may not be familiar with, but let me just jump into it and explain each goal briefly here. So bid strategy is the first goal, and basically what that is just enhancing your brand awareness by having ads placed all over these websites, driving up website clicks tenfold. So the whole idea with bid strategy is you just put in an ad and you are trying to direct people through to your website or to a landing page, or you're just trying to simply show them your logo and your services, and you're trying to get recognition out of them. For local businesses, this can be great. If you want everyone in Mansfield who's online to know your business and what services you provide, this is a great strategy for you. Um, and this definitely works for a lot of businesses, and it's definitely a very interesting approach to marketing online. The next one here is target ROAS. So basically, this is just defining your conversion rate and then supersizing it by paying only for the ads you want people to see, or for paying for people who only buy from you. So what does this mean? So basically, this is just you're putting in a customer acquisition cost, and you're telling Google, I want you to find the people who are most likely to buy from me and direct them to me. But Google is going to charge whatever they feel that they want to charge for sending those people to you. So it may sound very appealing at first, but it's kind of tricky to play with because it can get very expensive. It can increase your marketing costs a lot more, even though it's making you money. And if it's tweaked right and it's tweaked correctly, it can definitely make businesses a lot of money. Um, but it's definitely another interesting goal that businesses have the option to choose from. The next one here is very similar to target ROAS, but it's target CPA. Basically, this is a more simplified version of target ROAS. Basically, what you're doing is you're just putting in a customer acquisition cost, and Google is going to try to hit that customer acquisition cost the best it can. It may go a little under, it may go a little over. And the idea is that it's not going to try too hard to get the people who are most likely to buy from you into your business or taking interest in your business, but it is going to try hard knowing your customer acquisition cost. So that being said, if you put your customer acquisition cost at 10 cents, Google's not going to do a lot of work and it's not going to try to direct those people to your website as much because they're only getting 10 cents from it. But if you put it in as 20 bucks, they're going to probably try to work a lot harder to get customers towards your business. And the next one here is target outranking share. And basically, what this means is just wiping out your competition with wiping out competition by out advertising your competitors. Your competitors. So that's exactly how it sounds. Basically, what you're doing is you're just dominating your ads in a certain area. So let's say, for example, that you're a car mechanic. So you can outbid and outspend every car mechanic that's running ads or online ads, just like you are, and you can just have your ad show and basically kind of shuffle them down and kind of wipe them out and make sure that their ads aren't showing as much, if even at all. The only downside to this is that if they catch on to what you're doing and they see that you're kind of pushing them out and they change their goals to outranking share, you'll get into a bidding war, and then Google, their Google business and your Google business will start to outbid each other. It can get very, very expensive that way. But if it's definitely used correctly, it can definitely undermine the competition for a while without being noticed. And the last one here is just as simply as it sounds is maximizing clicks. So basically this is just Google will get you as many clicks as possible and drive tons of traffic to your website in a matter of minutes. The only problem with this is that although it may sound good on paper and you're getting websites clicks and whatnot, these website clicks may not be actual paying customers, but it will be website clicks. So that's something you're interested in, and that's definitely an option for you. But that being said, let's move on. And then we get into defining your target customer. So we can define any interest in industry, demographic, behavior, or anything compatible with your target customer. A great example of this is we can target everyone whose name is Sally, who lives on Main Street, and who has a dog. And yes, it's really that in depth. And only the people who show an online interest in anything related to you will see your ad. So my question for you is like, how often have you ever been shopping on a site, let's say like Best Buy, and you're shopping for a certain product on Best Buy, and then later you see an ad for that product on another website? Just stuff like that. That's the exact kind of thing that your businesses will be able to do, and that's just because Google tracks everything and Google knows everything about everyone, which is kind of scary to think, but it's true, and that's why we have this amazing online advertising abilities and tracking abilities. With that being said, we also have great uh, location accuracy, meaning that we can even target down to a 1 mile radius. So if you don't like a certain part of your town, or say like the competition is in a certain part of town, we can literally block that street from viewing your advertisements. Meaning if you drive through that street, you will not have the ability, or your ads will not have the ability to be shown or seen by anyone or any person. And so that is just really very neat and great ways where we can define your target audience on Google. Alrighty, then we get into how we achieve this. So we look for everything about your products and services that you want to promote. We look at the sections and the subsections of the services and products you have to offer, the price, is this an impulse purchase or not, would it be a need or want, what type of person needs or wants this, and much, much more. And this is really one of the more unique experiences because we sit down with you and have a very in-depth discussion about your target customer, about your products and services, and we take that from a marketing standpoint. And what ends up happening is that businesses and managers generally find out a lot more about their products and services and who they should be targeting just from having a conversation with us. And that's something that we go and we put in this online advertising campaign. But some of our criteria for a campaign is, does it fit your monthly budget? And we do not exceed any monthly budgets. We know that is very important for small businesses. But we also say, does the visual component or the ad itself work for its purpose? And also, does everything work? Meaning the links, the callouts, and the format. We don't want to spend money on a wasted ad because the format was set up incorrectly, or people couldn't click through to the link, or the callout didn't work. So we make sure we test that all beforehand. That way, when we run your advertisement, that you're not wasting any money. Alrighty, and then we get into the actual creating an ad portion of the service. So we use our Photoshop templates and our Photoshop skills to custom create stunning digital ads for your business that are available in pretty much any format. The most common formats that you'll find on these Google display ads would be the longer rectangles that you see on the left-hand side of the screen and the squares which you see in the middle of your screen. Those are usually the most common formats, and we can definitely create those, and we're experts, and we already have templates set up, and we've already done a ton of experience in creating those ads. But what we look for in our advertisements, is there a call to action? Is there a strong visual component? And is there simple but effective wording? As you can see here on the left-hand side of the screen, the one sentence is really great because there's also different colors, meaning it captures the attention right away and what you want the potential customer to focus on. And all these advertisements will be shown to you beforehand, so that way you're not running anything that you don't want to run or you don't like the look of. And so that's something that's really important as well, is that everything that's going to be run and shown to people will be passed by you beforehand and get your approval. Alrighty, and finally pricing. So pricing for a Google AdWords or a Google Display Ads campaign is completely dependent on a client's budget and goals. So we're very keen on this in that we don't say, here's how much it's going to cost for our services. Also throw this much advertising and let's hope it works. That's not really what you do. If you want to spend only a certain dollar figure a month, then we usually stay within that to get you the most ad space and also the best quality of our services and what we can offer from ourselves. Our usual business beginners, the people who first meet with us, usually do around $300 to $500 a month. So that's something that you can expect. You can definitely shoot lower than that. You can definitely shoot higher than that. But we're very flexible on the price, and we usually work with clients to get the best price for their campaign that they're doing. We do like to note that we do bill monthly, and so we usually try to bill on the first of each month, and so that's kind of normal with every business expense. So that's the same of what you can expect from us. And there's a deposit required on the initial advertising budget. But all this is stuff that we can get into more if you actually took interest in doing a Google Display Ads campaign. And you can take interest, or you can set up a meeting with us. We'd love to talk and explain this more and see how it can help your business. You can do that by emailing laetamarketing@gmail.com, or you can go into our website and find our phone number. Feel free to call us or get in touch any way you want. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day, and you can continue browsing our website as you please. But yeah, thank you for listening.